I'm a product owner in Danske Bank in the welcoming journey, working on onboarding new customers. We are in a fairly new team working on a very specific task, and we got in touch with Ole to help us set up for our first wave planning. So it was the first time for this new team, up to 40 people, starting to get into the process of actually having wave plannings and having this agile ceremonies.
I have tried out how difficult it is to actually do a good wave planning the first time. Even though you have the best circumstances, even though you learn and do all your best and you get more mature, the second time is still difficult to nail it. Being hit by the corona situation where everything we planned was turned upside down, of course, made me really nervous on whether we were able to do anything that ended up in something else than chaos and waste of time.
So we actually had this pre-wave planning to get all the knowledge materialized. There's a lot of people who suddenly got a lot of new understandings. And I think that the biggest impact is the knowledge sharing, actually getting everyone on the same page.
What happened for one of my employees was that he had been well prepared with a backlog that he believed was sliced like he would like it and refined like he expected to be so that IT could understand it. And suddenly when we went into the pre-wave planning process, he felt a setback, like why do you destroy all my good work? Why do we want to revisit? And everything was questioned and there was a lot of frustration.
You have some architects that have one goal and one visualization of the entire process. And you have all the IT and the developers that have their picture of a scenario. And then you have the business side and the management. It's in that space in between those three where we found the largest challenges, where we actually had different understanding of a specific problem. I was more nervous on the pitfalls that it was going to uncover, because we of course had a plan and we would like to stick to that plan.
I think what surprised me most is how easily value was created when we did the exercises where we were matched up and just needed to say, okay, what does it take?
The value in the discussion is actually the arguments, not necessarily knowing the outcome, but knowing why you had that outcome is the valuable part in this creative process.
So this re-slicing exercise, it was possible for each group to do so much of a puzzle that it looked like a finished puzzle in the end. I have, of course, hoped it, but I have also got the impression that even though I have tried several times to explain the IT guys, this is exactly what you need to build, I kept getting the feedback, but we still don't quite get what you want. Seeing and how great a picture we ended up on Miro, where I could see, yes, now you have just visualized in another way exactly what I tried to make you understand. It's really newly established area, and I know it's difficult to onboard so many new colleagues. A few months ago, we were not a department, and we are now. I think is it 40 people working on the same stuff at the same time.
The actual wave plan were somewhere between 40 and 50, depending on the different sessions. We were working totally online, so I was actually surprised of the efficiency of breakout sessions.
75% of them have been here in less than a quarter. And if you look at how far we have come with actually becoming able to get value out of our new colleagues, that is a huge step. We could potentially win a quarter or two of development.
You probably never get to what you had in your mind. So I think it's really important to prepare these alternate outcomes and be okay with that. So you don't get these exact dates, the exact weeks. Because if you drive up your expectations to have this weekly plan when you come out, then you will only be disappointed.
Being agile is a learning process. So every time you fail with something, try something new that you believe in.
Don't see this as a calendar exercise. I would say it's much more of a creative exercise. So look at it more as a creative workshop than as a calendar planning workshop.
I started on a low before we started the planning. Low expectations, and then I was on a high, and I stayed there. Because when I had the chance to check in, it was a positive surprise for me every time. And I ended on a high.